Alright, welcome to the introduction of my 7-star ring to Sunspot. This guy, in all honesty, feels too good. Like, I feel like he is just so unreal, man, because as like a 7-star ring 2, he just takes things that he really shouldn't be able to take, right? And his like versatility is just off the charts. I feel like he just takes so many different fights and like with absolute ease as well. So like Sunspot is just crazy, man. I love him so much, and in this video we have a ton of just really over the top fights. Like this Spider Ham right here, really unusual fight for Sunspot. There I messed up a little bit, but it's fine. But he still just takes it with like absolute ease, man. Like no SP2 needed, just raw damage on the SP1 and just his normal hits. Like right there, 40 seconds just like that. And it's fights like that where I'm just like, wow, this champion is just so crazy good, right? But now we have this Rintra here, and Rintra is one of the most annoying defenders in Battlegrounds. In my opinion, I think he is the most annoying defender because his tankiness is just off the charts. Like him and Sasquatch, oh my gosh, they are just the worst, right? But Sunspot here is just a really strong counter because his burst damage, it is so good to where he can just make any tank look like a glass cannon because he's just that strong. It is unreal, man. But yeah, Rintra and Sasquatch, they are the worst to deal with, and Sunspot just deals with them pretty dang well. Honestly, Sunspot is like a Mystic Slayer, I want to say, because he just destroys all of them so well because he doesn't have to dex at all. His perfect block just like allows him to not have to dex, so that's just pretty sweet. And like that counters Mystics and Mystic Dispersion, right? So a pretty strong Mystic counter there. But honestly, he counters like pretty much every class. I have taken some fights with Sunspot here, like with classes advantage. Like I've taken future Ant-Mans with ease. Like he is just so good for those like really out there fights. So yeah, like Sunspot, just so crazy good, man. Now we have the Spot here, and he just destroys this fight because, yeah, Sunspot doing Sunspot things. Like 2 crits there. No crit there, unfortunately, but still a ton of damage output. And watch this. We just go back in, and he is just down. Yeah, 31 seconds. 32 seconds, sorry. But now we have this future Ant-Man right here. And remember when I said that he can take even classes advantage fights? Here's an example of this. Like, future Ant-Man is really annoying to deal with, right? Like, one of the best, like, two-way champions out there. But, yeah, Sunspot just deals with him with absolute ease. It is just so unreal how good he is for, like, even the wildest of fights. But here he is, just being really good for those fights, right? Here I dropped the SP1 again. And yeah, things are just looking pretty good here. And honestly, I did question if he could take this fight or not. I was like, is this a good idea? I was thinking like it probably wasn't, but that is my bad because you just don't doubt Sunspot. He is so crazy in Battlegrounds, man. Like he can take pretty much anything that like comes his way. It is just so awesome, man. And I feel like he is probably the best Battlegrounds attacker, just flat out. He is just too strong at rank 2. I feel like he is just the best, to be honest. So not only is Sunspot the king of Battlegrounds, he's also the king of just questing in general. So this guy is just so insane for questing. He just takes so many paths with absolute ease, and some of them he just takes because of his just damage output. He can just out damage some nodes, to be honest, and that is just absurd. Like, I just don't even know anymore, man. This champion is just so crazy, but I love it so much. He is just so much fun to play, so yeah, I'm glad he's this good. So here we have this galvanized lane. You just can't, hit into them in their block, and they go unblockable as well. But you know what? Doesn't matter because watch this. Ton of damage there. We go back in, and he is just done. Just like that, man. Just like that. A very straightforward fight with Sunspot. And like that was what? Sub 40 seconds? Just so good. Now we have the Spider-Man in the same lane, and this one isn't too bad either. Spider-Man, though, he is pretty annoying because his resistances are just so annoying to deal with, right? He has like a ton of them, up to 99. But if you get a lucky crit, he becomes not too bad, and we get a lucky crit. So you're going to see how that turns out. It's a really fun time. Here he drops the SP1 again, and I do mess up here. I tried to, I was just way out of range for that. I don't know what I was thinking. But then watch this. Drop the SP2, and yeah, he just did not survive that whatsoever. Madness, just total madness. And now we have this aspect of war lane. So my thought process was, if I can just do like enough damage to where he doesn't have to throw special attack, then maybe he'll be good for this lane, right? And yeah, that plan actually goes pretty dang well. So the goal here is to not let him throw a single special attack, right? And finish him before he like has the opportunity to throw one in the first place. So let's see how that turns out. It's Sunspot, so keep in mind that like, yeah, Sunspot, one of the best burst champions out there. Shouldn't be too bad for him, right? So let's see the result of this. So here I can just drop the heavy attack, drop the SP2, and yeah. No special attack used by Black Panther there. And we just like outbursted him. So crazy, man. Just so crazy. And it's just so much fun as well. This Guardian, same lane. I don't think I was able to do it here because he threw a special attack without me like wanting him to. Pretty annoying, but it is what it is. Fun fact though, Sunspot, if the opponent is stun immune, he perfect blocks all of the combo that they do onto your block. Really fun. Like, watch this. I think we do it here. But, perfect block there. See, we perfect blocked those 2 hits in the combo. That's pretty dang cool, man. Like, I didn't know he could do that, but he does that, and it's honestly pretty strong utility, to be fair. So here, drop the SP2, and just no chance whatsoever. And yeah, that was just so much fun to do. That's just so crazy. Now we have this really fun lane. So basically, whenever you block the opponent's special attack, it does like direct damage to them. And Sunspot having perfect block just makes this, you know, an absolute cheese fest. So yeah, Sunspot is just perfect for this lane, I feel like. I feel like he is easily the best option for it because of the perfect block mechanic. So yeah, this is just a ton of fun. Watch this. He's gonna SP2, or no, he's gonna SP1 right here. We perfect block some of it, which is pretty nice. We take like no damage from it, so yeah, pretty sweet. And then you're gonna see what happens afterwards. He's gonna SP2, and then that's where the fun begins. But Deadpool X-Force though, he does have a very like potent taunt, so yeah, we do have gimped damage here. But watch this. Yeah, just a lot of damage to him, right? But then we have the taunt on us, so the damage output here isn't too good. But it's still pretty decent. Like, we had 3 taunts on us. That is a lot of attack reduction, and we still did that damage. So that is just quite fun. And then here we drop the SP1, and he is just down pretty much. Really fun path for sure. And now we have this Falcon, and this Falcon is just quite insane. So watch this. We go for our combo into the heavy attack, right? And then it is time to let him drop the SP1, and the result is quite madness. So here, perfect block it, and yeah, he just gets melted there. So we go for it again, and yeah, melted once again. That is just, look, it's just so much fun, dude. And now we have this Diablo on this Whittle down lane. Sunspot, he takes paths that aren't meant for him, right? And like, you know, same thing with like Venom as well. They both just have so much versatility to where he can just take whatever he wants to take, right? So like right here, this is a science lane, and he takes this science lane with absolute ease. So like that's just, I just love questers like that. I just love questers that don't have a limit, that aren't like limited to just their own class lane. They can just go beyond that and just be so good for just anything that comes their way. I love champions like that, and Sunspot is like the epitome of that, right? So yeah, here drop the SP2, I believe. Okay, do we? No, we do now, yeah. And yeah, no chance. Just no chance of like surviving that. Just absolutely done and dusted, right? And now we have the Spider-Man in the same lane. Class's advantage, we don't care. But Spider-Man, I do hate this guy. Like, I hate fighting him. I feel like he's not a hard defender, but when he evades and he like messes you up, he like is really punishing, right? But Sunspot, don't need to worry about that because he has his long stun, right? So the long stun is kind of like a pseudo evade counter, I want to say. But honestly, the long stun is just so impactful because, you know, it counters like limber, it counters evade, just so many things, and also just really useful as well. I mean, of course it is, right? I just named some uses for it. But yeah, this fight's going pretty well. We just need to drop the SP2, and then yeah, it's just game over. So here we drop it, and yeah, no chance. Just no chance whatsoever, man. It is this is just awesome. I love Sunspot so much. Now we have this Thorns lane. Also a science path, we don't care because Sunspot is just that versatile, right? So this is basically, you take less Thorns damage with the more debuffs on the opponent, right? And Sunspot just has so many debuffs that he can inflict, so yeah. He is just crazy good for this lane, and you know, Man God right here, a very menacing SP2, but then watch this. We push him to it for a little bit of fun, and yeah, the result is it's this. Just we block it all, 0 damage taken, and that's why Sunspot is just so good, because he can just do those things, man. And yeah, here dropped SP2, and yeah, all crits actually, which is just quite insane. Sunspot, his crit rate is pretty good, but yeah, like, honestly, that was a bit unexpected for sure. But he just destroyed that fight. Now we have this Phoenix here, and let me just preface this by saying I am not the most, like, trained Sunspot player. I sometimes, like, miss the block, right? Like, the perfect block, that is, but honestly, Sunspot, at rank 2, the health pool is so high to where you can just, like, not really worry about that, because you will not really be too affected by it. But you do lose out on some power, though, which kind of sucks. But yeah, besides that, it's fine, man. Like, right here, she drops SP2. I missed the parry, so yeah, that kind of hurts, but it's fine. But then I dropped the SP2 myself, and yeah, that makes up for it. This damage output certainly makes up for it, right? But yeah, this fight just so fast. Sunspot, so fast, and so much fun as well. I just love him so much. Now we have this tech path here, and tech path, we don't care. We're still going to do it with absolute ease. This Namor, though, Namor is honestly a sleeper defender, because he reflects anything. It could be incinerate damage, it could be like any sort of damage, he just reflects it. And so we take some chip damage here, and we don't even like take any hit, because he just reflects or incinerates onto us. And that is just so crazy, man. Like, Namor versus like Archangel, it is a very bad time. It is like a really bad time for sure. But yeah, like, Sunspot still takes the fight with absolute ease, but it is just quite funny how Namor is honestly a pretty sleeper defender, I want to say. There I get the perfect block, thankfully, so we take like no damage there, but we still get some damage reflection onto us, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Sunspot, by the way, this node has like no increased damage output. This is just Sunspot at base pretty much. So watch this, we drop the SP2, and yeah, very nice numbers, right? Very, very nice numbers. And that was pretty fast as well for like being no extra bonuses, right? Same path here, and fun fact, Jubilee has energy resistance, right? I did not know this, but yeah, Sunspot's SP2 is energy damage, which, by the way, I've seen a lot of, like, you know, why isn't the Gambit Relic on Sunspot? It's because Sunspot is energy damage, right? So, like, that's why I don't have the Relic on him, because I would love to, but it kind of just has no use pretty much, because the Gambit Relic is for physical damage dealers. Sunspot's SP2 is energy damage, right? So yeah, kind of unfortunate there, but it is what it is, man. Check this out, though. We are still just doing our damage output. It is a bit reduced, though, because of like the energy res, but besides that, we're just chilling, right? But yeah, this fight is pretty much almost over. Just one more SP1 needed. Oh, and by the way, Jubilee is pretty annoying, because whenever she like lets a debuff expire, it does a lot of damage to us. But look at that crit, man. Energy resistance, who cares, right? But yeah, now we have this Misty Knight on the same lane, and this one is just so clean. He is such a good Misty Knight counter. I mean, to be fair, Misty Knight isn't really like the most tough defender out there. Well, he kind of is, to be honest, but yeah, Sunspot just kind of wipes her out. No issues whatsoever. But yeah, like, this fight is so clean. Misty Knight, I love Misty Knight, man. She's so much fun to play. But this is a Sunspot video, so back to Sunspot. Check this out. We're going to drop the SP1 again. We're doing a lot of damage at this point. She's going to drop the SP2, but then watch this. We can just, you know, block it all pretty much. There you go. Look at that. Some perfect blocks right there. That part, it wasn't perfect, but it's fine. But then we drop the SP2, and yeah, all 3 crits there. Sunspot has been critting a ton in this video, and like, honestly, I'm not even redoing these fights. It is just like, that's how it was, which is quite crazy. But now we have this Footloose lane, and this one is pretty cool as well. Diablo also has energy resistance, so yeah, this like, a lot of champions have like built-in energy res for some reason. I never knew it though, but you can tell it's Sunspot for sure. But here I dropped this P1, and yeah, this is Footloose as well, but Diablo kind of is a bit of a muppet, because his SP1 is so long to where like Footloose doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's pretty funny, but besides that, this fight is just, you know, really straightforward. Sunspot, like, this path isn't good for Sunspot, right? But he doesn't care about it, because he's just that good of a burst damage dealer. Like, champions like that are just so crazy to me, man. Like, how they don't care about the path, because he just does it no matter what. Like, that is just awesome. Of course, like, if there is some damage over time, he won't be able to take it that well, but besides that, it is just, you know, fair game for Sunspot. Then we drop the SP2 here, and yeah, one crit there, another crit there, a very nice crit, and yeah, just a really straightforward fight there. And now we have this Dormammu here. Sunspot, like I said, a pretty good Mystic Slayer because he doesn't have to really dex for like their special attacks, which is really, really good because, you know, some champions punish you for that, right? Like, you know, Mojo, Dormammu right here, and like, you know, Mystic Dispersion and Battlegrounds. So there's like a lot of reasons to why dexing is pretty bad for Mystic characters, right? But Sunspot doesn't care about that. He can just, you know, just block the special attacks. He can just, you know, perfect parry the combo. It is just really sweet, man. So he doesn't care about any of that stuff. He just does the fight with absolute ease. So yeah, that's why I love Sunspot, because he can just take so many different things with like no hesitation, right? But yeah, here drop the SP2, and yeah, some pretty nice damage. No crit unfortunately there, but it's fine. We can just go back in and then just, you know, do one more hit, and yeah, he's down. 13,000 medium, by the way. Now we have this Chavez, who Chavez, really dang annoying, right? And maybe Sunspot isn't the best counter here because she does have that one dimension where it reduces your ability power rate, and Sunspot has that, and he's like kind of reliant on it, right? So maybe not the best idea to use Sunspot for Chavez, but honestly, if you can just like prevent her from launching like a heavy attack, then you're kind of just chilling. But that's kind of hard to do because her AI is like tailored toward just dropping heavy attacks so many times. So yeah, that's pretty annoying, but besides that, it's no big deal. Here we can just go back in. Here I want to bait out heavy attack from her because yeah, if she drops the SP2 and the last zone open was the purple one, then it is unblockable, which is not fun at all, right? But yeah, here there's no Incinerate on us, so we can't really perfect block it, unfortunately, but that's fine because watch this. We can just go in, drop the SP2, and then we are just chilling, right? So yeah, here we drop the SP2, and it is enough to finish her. No, it's not, because we got no crits there. Oh my gosh. Doesn't matter though, because yeah, now she's down, so it is what it is. Now we have some boss action, and these fights are just really, really fast because Sunspot is just a really fast champion. So this one right here has the haunted node, sorry. This node is really annoying to deal with, and paired with Electra on like her defensive lead accuracy reduction, it becomes quite annoying at times because yeah, this boss is honestly pretty dang annoying to deal with. But Sunspot, it's fine because it has Incinerate vulnerability, and Sunspot just has so many Incinerates on him, so yeah, it's just a really straightforward time there. But yeah, this fight, it has a clean start but really rough finish, but it's fine because you know what, it was still sub 1 minute, right? And that's all that matters. Well, it doesn't really matter, but it's still kind of cool to say, right? But here, this has special burst lockdown, right? And Electra, if the opponent has a debuff on them, she reduces the opponent's defensive lead accuracy by like 85%. So yeah, we can't even perfect block the girl, which is pretty dang annoying. But besides that, it's fine. We're still like doing a lot of damage here for sure. So here we drop the SP2. No, we don't. She misses us, which is really dang annoying, right? But yeah, like wow, like that caught me off guard for sure. But then we drop the SP2, and yeah, just she is dealt with, done and dusted. But yeah, that was a bit like not so fun at times. Now we have this Crossbones boss, and this was a rough start but a clean finish. It was like the complete opposite. So yeah, like right there, we hit into his block twice, so we have 2 shocks on us now. So I was like, oh gosh. If you don't know, Sunspot, whenever he's shocked, loses all of his flare states. So yeah, that's really not fun at all, right? So yeah, I couldn't do that anymore. Could not hit into his block anymore, but the rest of the fight is pretty clean. I do admit it was pretty clean like the rest of the fight, but yeah, a really rough start there, but it's fine. Watch this. We can just go back in, and Sunspot, whenever the opponent purifies like one of his debuffs, he gains solar charges. So that's pretty good because it keeps him in check. So that's pretty sweet. Here I'm just trying to belt the SP1, and he takes a while to throw it, man. Like a while to throw it. Don't know why he's being so stingy, but it is what it is, right? Look at this. I'm just here. I'm like, sir, can you please throw it? And he finally throws it, thankfully, but then watch this. We go back in, we drop an SP2, we have the Foresight Fury up, and yeah, no chance of surviving that. And yeah, a really clean fight there. And yeah, that's it for this introduction video. Let me know your thoughts on Sunspot. I feel like he's just a crazy good quester, but not only that, he's also just like the king of Battlegrounds. So yeah, a really strong rank up overall, I feel like. So if you have him, I really suggest taking him up because he is just so worth it, right? And yeah, that's about it for me.